Hi, today I want to talk to you about three very effective ways of ensuring that you win your next grant. So, the first strategy is keep it simple. I remember writing a grant for a gentleman, and he said after he reviewed it, "Oh, it's simple and straightforward." And he sounded a bit disappointed because he wanted it to be sophisticated. But the thing about sophistication is not everyone likes certain types of sophisticated. You can't make it too specific because if you do, then it won't be for a general audience. And because you don't know who your reviewer will be, it cannot be over the top. It can't be an adventure, it can't be a mystery, it can't be a romance. It has to be straightforward. You have to keep it simple. So, what you want to do is make sure that whoever your reviewer is, you go into the application, you make sure you answer your questions as simply as possible, and you get out of there. That's the best way to do it. So just imagine your reviewer. They have had their lunch. They had some fast food, a double whopper, extra large, fries, and a big gulp. And now it's after lunch and they're in your grant application. They're sleepy, they're bored, they're tired, they don't want to do this anymore, they're distracted. You do not want to have an adventure written in front of them. You don't want to make it complicated for them to be able to find your information, read it simply using simple words as best as you can to explain what you're trying to explain so that you don't make it difficult for them. No one likes difficulty. So you want to keep it simple. My next tip for you is that you must know a little bit more about the subject matter you're writing about. So if you take on a new client and you're writing a grant and it's a subject matter you're not familiar with, or even if it's a subject matter that you are familiar with, you want to know a little bit more. You want to do just a little bit more research. And when you do that, you're a little bit more flexible. You can dance around with the wording and the narrative. And you want to show that you know a little bit more so that when the reviewer is reading your grant application, they're like, they're the ones I want to fund because they know exactly what to do with the money. Because you have peppered in some, and I do say pepper it in, because you don't really want it to be a white paper. You don't want it to become overwhelming with technical knowledge. So you just want to pepper it in so that you let the reviewer know that you know what you're doing. You have advanced knowledge and information about this particular topic because you want them to have confidence in you that you can deliver on this project when they fund it. So you have to know just a little bit more about your topic so that you can communicate that to the reviewer. The next tip for you is that you want to be creative. You definitely want to be creative. You want to surprise your reader just a little bit. So it's kind of like sometimes my husband will ask me, he's like, "What do you want to do this weekend?" And I'm like, "Take me somewhere and make sure I enjoy it." That's because Most people make so many decisions in their lives that they don't want to make another decision. They just want to be surprised. They want to get an unexpected surprise. So it's kind of like if you were told that this particular dish or this particular restaurant or this particular movie wasn't good, and then you experienced it and it was good, it makes it even more enjoyable. Have you ever had that experience? Because I know I have. If I was told that something wasn't good, then and I finally experience it and it actually is, it makes it even more enjoyable. And that's how it will be for your grant application. If you surprise the reviewer just a little bit, not too much because you can't be overwhelming with it, but you sprinkle in just a little bit, some surprise, a surprise here, a surprise there, because it's a surprise and they were not expecting it, they enjoyed even more. They're more titillated, more energized, more passionate about your grant application to actually make sure and see that it wins. So you definitely, definitely want to surprise the reviewer. So these are my three tips for you. Please keep it simple and know a little bit more about the topic, and make sure to surprise the reader so that when they're finished with your grant application, they're like, yeah, that's the one. So happy grant writing, and I hope your next grant application wins.